A young woman, just 25 years old. She was a tennis player, an achiever, a daughter, building her own dreams. She has been shot dead. Not by a stranger, not by an intruder, but by her own father, in the comfort of her own home, in the heart of Gurugram's upscale Sushant Lok. Radhika Yadav was killed, shot 4 times. What was the crime? It was that she wanted to run a tennis academy in her name, that she dared to earn, that she gave her father financial support while he resented living off her income. Deepak Yadav, her father, has now confessed that he pulled the trigger, and the reason, he said, he could not take the taunts anymore. People were mocking him for being dependent on his daughter's earnings. His ego could not handle her empowerment. Let's call it what it is. This isn't just a case of domestic violence or personal conflict. This is a brutal indictment of how this society, our society, still sees its daughters. When sons earn, parents boast. When daughters earn, many still bruise. When sons move ahead, families take pride. But when daughters take the lead, some call it disobedience or dishonor. Radhika had turned her passion into purpose. From tennis courts to a professional academy, she wasn't just making money, she was making a mark. But that became a problem. A daughter's success became a father's shame. So tonight we ask, how fragile is masculinity that a father kills because his daughter was successful? How long will women's achievements be seen as threats rather than triumphs? And how many more daughters must die before we admit we are raising sons to dominate, not coexist? Radhika's story, ladies and gentlemen, isn't just one of loss. It's a gut-wrenching reminder that behind the facade of progress, patriarchy continues to pull the trigger, literally. She was just 25. She had dreams, ambition, independence. But her own home became her grave. Here's her story.
A medieval horror in the Millennium City. A young, promising tennis player, 25-year-old Radhika Yadav, was shot dead by her own father inside their home in Gurugram. A murder that has sent shockwaves across the country. What could lead a father to shoot his own daughter? Radhika was a state-level tennis player, a daughter, a coach, and the pride of the family, until that pride turned into taunts and then murderous rage. Her father, Deepak Yadav, shot her using his licensed .32 bore revolver. According to the FIR, Radhika and her mother Manju Yadav lived on the first floor of their Sushant Lok residence. Shockingly, Manju was at home when the murder happened, in the same portion of the house.
देखिए, ये जो वीडियो है, ये वीडियो इस हत्या की वारदात से करीब 1.25 से 1.5 साल पहले का है, और जो फिलहाल तक इन्वेस्टिगेशन है उसमें परिवार ने बताया है कि ये वीडियो उनके कंसेंट से बनाया गया था, और इस वीडियो को लेकर के कहीं भी कोई डाउट ना तो पुलिस के समक्ष है और ना ही इन्वेस्टिगेशन में कोई ऐसा फैक्ट सामने आया है। हत्या की सिर्फ फिलहाल तक एक ही वजह सामने आई है, वो था टेनिस एकेडमी।
Radhika's uncle Kuldeep Yadav was the first to reach the spot after hearing gunshots. He alleges that Deepak was unhappy with Radhika's growing independence and success, especially her tennis academy, which she ran independently. The accused father has told police that locals taunted him for living off daughter's income, and that enraged him, which led to the murder. A stark reminder of the patriarchal and medieval mindset that still endangers women in our country. Then there was also Radhika's love for making reels and music videos that further led to regular confrontations with her father. The motive behind the killing is still under scrutiny, but questions are also being raised about why Manju Yadav, present in the house, neither heard nor intervened. She has so far refused to record a formal statement with the police.
हत्या की जो पीछे की वजह है वो एक टेनिस एकेडमी चलाने है, जिसके लिए उन्होंने मना किया तो उसने ये बात नहीं मानी, तो इसकी वजह से उन्होंने गुस्से में इस वारदात को अंजाम दिया गया। कुछ पेंडिंग लीगल प्रोसेस हैं जिनको पूरी करने के लिए पुलिस के द्वारा उनकी कस्टडी हासिल की गई है।
कितने दिन की रिमांड मिली है?
1 दिन का मिला है।
1 दिन का।
सर क्या कुछ रिकवरी करनी है या कहानी जो ये
एमुनेशन रिकवर करना है।
एमुनेशन कहाँ फेंका है सर, बताया अभी तो कुछ?
इसके इनकी जमीन है कासम गांव में, वहाँ से लेकर आना है।
कौन सी गांव से सर?
कासम।
कहाँ पे?
रेवाड़ी के पास ही।
A young life cut short, a father now in custody, a mother silent, and a family torn apart by a gun, by ambition, and by a truth still waiting to come out.
It's not just a crime and a murder. It's much more. A sad commentary about women who are financially independent and are living a public life on their own terms. About how they have to face trauma, pressure and even bullets like Radhika Yadav. With camera person Pooja Arya, this is Anushka Garg for NETV.
And joining me on the show is Tania Sarai, who is a professional tennis player and she is a friend of Radhika Yadav. Taruka Srivastav, former Asian Games player. We have Adanya Nayak, a tennis player again, former Asia's #1 singles junior team's tennis player. Shagun Chaudhary is an Olympian who's joining us. We have Yashwardhan Azad, former IPS officer. Professor Minakshi Pahuja is an international swimmer, and Dr. Sunil Dabas is a Padma Shri and Dronacharya awardee. So we have a panel full of achievers. Taruka, why is it that not just the society but even the family is not able to accept an achiever daughter, an achiever wife? Why is it difficult for a family to accept? Why was it difficult for a father to accept that Radhika was super successful?
Maria, I think you mentioned earlier, patriarchal mindset is deep rooted in our culture, within our families. And I would say it's not shocking because such things start from home. And she was independent, like you said, running an academy. For anyone who lives in Delhi and knows the tennis circuit, that they know how difficult it is. So she was already making her mark. And what he said, what her father allegedly said, what's being reported is that he was being taunted. So what? I mean, if the women in the house is earning, if anything at all, you should be supportive and be proud of your daughter for doing it all alone, single-handedly. But like I said, it's the patriarchal mindset which is so prevalent in our society that we've taught, we're promoting independence for women and empowerment for women, but you're not teaching our men how to handle that. So I think, and it starts from home, I think that's where we are still lacking as a society, and we have a very, very long way to go. Because obviously as a
Is it a case everywhere that at one stage or the other women face this?
I would say yes. I mean, I know people from extremely privileged family, extremely well educated, facing similar things. You talk about this. I know of people going through divorces and the families are not accepting their daughters back home because of the societal pressure. And I'm talking, these are like very educated people. These are the creme de la creme of our society.
Adanya, your experience as a tennis player yourself, please. Do you have a story to share?
Yeah, thank you, Maria, for having me on this show. And we face this, I think all women achievers face this. You know what I mean is, I think when women succeed in India, it's taken more like a suspicion than a celebration. Like if we break through our assigned roles of mothers, caregivers, or you can say, people who are dependents, I think it just shakes the fragile ego of men. And many times, I mean, even when I've been extremely privileged to be, having parents who have been so pivotal and supportive. But the society pressure is not absent, like every time you have to look good to kind of, participate. Also, you have pressure saying, okay, now what? What is the practicality behind your career? It has to end when you have to settle down. What happens next? You have to eventually stop unsolicited advice on marriage, and even direct hurdles like lack of sponsorship, fewer opportunities than men, sexual harassment. So we have gone through all of that, and I think the same as what
what
our
you
young
said,
talented
Adanya, I think that will be the takeaway here. And let me bring in Yashvardhan Azad, who's a strong feminist himself. Yashu sir, the point here is that a successful woman is always being viewed with suspicion, and there's no celebration of her struggles. It's not easy to reach where all these women that we see on our screens have reached.
I agree with you, Maria. In fact, to recall from my own experience, even in the IPS, where we were getting women, very, very few of them. And I saw in my own batch when they were outperforming us in many things, even in horse riding for that matter. So that's very true. And especially there are certain states where this patriarchal system is so acutely around the families, around the society that's very look at the kind of society we have, which is taunting the father and telling him that you're living on your daughter's earnings. I mean, this is shocking, and this is in Sushant Lok, which is an upmarket, upscale area. So this is what we were associating, this kind of honor killings or whatever with the rural area. Is come into the urban center. So I agree with the panelists that this thing is getting widespread in our society. For example, I mean, this girl, this brilliant girl at the age of 25 who could be earning on her own, could have easily been on her own. So she would be making independent decisions. She would be signing her own checks. She would be going out at night, coming back on her own, having her own friends. And the father, who was a builder earlier and had the complete command over the family, has suddenly lost it. And so he cannot tolerate it. I'm shocked, Maria, for one reason, that this life could have been saved, that this is very visible in today's society. And his brother living downstairs, that is the girl's uncle, at least he could have advised. And if he couldn't have gone through, he could have told the police.
The mother could have advised. When all the taunts were coming, the father could have taken it differently, could have said that I'm celebrating my daughter. I've spent a lot of energy and time in building her. What I'm told by people close to the family, Yashu sir, is that the father used to travel with the daughter when she was young to take her to various academies all across the world. That is the story of the investment that the father did. And when did that trigger happen in his head is something that I want to perhaps understand from Tanya Sarai, who is a professional tennis player and had met Radhika on certain occasions. Tanya, did Radhika at any point tell you about her equation with her father? What was the nature of the relationship between the father and the daughter?
It was normal. She had never informed me
yes,
about her father.
Okay. If you can say it a little clearly for our viewers, because there seems to be some problem with your audio. Yes, that's better. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Please go ahead. Okay, I'm going to I'll ask the producer to fix that. In the meanwhile, let's bring in others now. Shagun, come in now. The concerns here, it's a long list of achievements, Shagun. So let me read that for our viewers as we are celebrating Shagun as much as we are celebrating Radhika, Adanya, Taruka, Tanya, all these women who are tennis players, successful sportswomen. So she is the first woman to represent at the Olympics shotgun, Olympian Asian Games medalist, Asian shotgun medalist, National Games champion. So a long list here, Shagun. Did you wake up to this shock, or is this something that is being discussed among women achievers such as this?
Maria, first of all, thank you for having me on this panel. It was absolutely shocking to see that the family that brings up a child and invests so much in their career actually gets succumbs to societal hypocrisy and stoops down to a level, or not and breaks down to a level where they have to shoot their own daughter for the achievements that they have pushed her to achieve. So it just reeks of deep-rooted patriarchy. It also reeks of toxic masculinity, and it reeks of a very fragile ego. And I feel that is what, because it's not about the income, it's about control. And in today's day and age, I don't see why women becoming independent and becoming financially independent and being a support to their parents should actually be seen as something to be ashamed of. It's something to be proud of. I come from a family where I have reached the heights that I've reached just because what they had, and they actually bask in that glory. So for me, it was shocking to see that somebody, your safe space, your person to go to, who has pushed you to achieve what you've achieved, to open an academy, to reach that level, has actually pulled the trigger. I mean, I still haven't come to terms with it, because it's absolutely bizarre, but it actually shows the hollowness that exists in today's society, where everybody is so influenced by what other people have to say about your child. Instead of being proud of your child, instead of putting her on a pedestal and flaunting her and saying, this is what she's achieved and your children should be like her, you are succumbing to pressure where they're taunting. So what if she's financially supporting you? Don't sons take care of their parents? So where is the difference? It just shows to see what a progressive society we are, where women have also started earning, they are independent, and they are taking care of their parents. So I don't see where the problem lies. The problem lies in the mindset. And that is what, it's a haunting news, but it also pushes us to see that we need to have a change in the mindset, where we need to educate the generation which come from tier 2, tier 3 cities, to show what a gem they have in their household, to actually have the ability and the capability to believe in their child. Sports is a gamble. Yes. Right? It is, I mean, it's not like education or something that you get a degree and the chances of getting a job.
And yes.
Absolutely. So for somebody, and in that gamble, you have shown faith in your child. And when your child has performed,
you lose faith. And then you succumb to societal pressure, the hypocrisy of the society. And, since Tanya is back, I want to understand from you, Tanya, did at any point Radhika share details of her father and her equation with her father?
I don't know much, as she used to be alone most of the time, rarely talking to the people.
Okay. So when you came to know about this, what was your thought?
I was so shocked about this news.
So if she did not speak to many people, did she, when was the last time you met her? Because that will perhaps give us a sense of whether this pressure was building on for some time.
I last time met her in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, where we went to play W15. It's been 1.5 years.
Okay. And what was the conversation in Malaysia? Did any of her parents accompany her father or her mother?
No. She came alone to play and supporting herself.
And did she share plans of her career? What was it that she was aiming for? What was it that she was dreaming for?
Yeah, she told me she wants to support the kids and go ahead in life.
So that's
why she built an academy for the poor kids, and she wants to help them.
So an academy for the poor children. Is this what she wanted?
Yeah, yes.
What else did she tell you?
Yeah, she used to tell me that I have to achieve something in tennis and I am to help the poor people which they can't afford like in the tennis. I want to give them free coaching.
Give free coaching. I mean, those were noble thoughts, certainly, Dr. Sunil Dabas. Welcome to this broadcast. We are, of course, talking about a very, very tragic incident. You are a Padma Shri, Dronacharya awardee, national coach of female kabaddi. जब वहाँ पर महिलाएं आती थी कबड्डी सीखने के लिए, तो क्या आपने ये देखा कि कुछ तरह का इक्वेशन बिगड़ जाता था अगर वो महिलाएं सक्सेसफुल हो जाती थी, कामयाब हो जाती थी? परिवार से नाता खराब हो जाता था क्या?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो मैं ये सुन के बहुत शॉक्ड हूँ कि एक फादर कैसे एक बेटी को माइंडसेट, पीपल्स लोगों का माइंडसेट खराब था ना। आपकी बेटी में तो कोई कमी नहीं थी ना, तो बेटी को उस लोगों के लिए क्यों पनिश किया गया? बेटी ने तो कुछ नेगेटिव नहीं किया था, वो तो आपको अर्न करके दे रही थी, वो आपको मेहनत कर रही थी, हार्डवर्क का वो आपको कुछ करना चाहती थी आपके लिए, अपने परिवार के लिए। तो ये तो मैं खुद एक गांव से निकली हूँ और उस गांव में इवन मेरे फादर को भी कई बार लोगों ने कुछ कुछ ताने भी दिए हैं। ऐसा भी कुछ बोला था एक बार, मेरा नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स से गांधीनगर गुजरात के लिए सिलेक्शन हो गया, तो मुझे वहाँ ट्रेनिंग के लिए जाना था। तो उस टाइम पे मेरे अपने एक दो पड़ोसियों ने भी बोला कि अरे वहां भेजेगा बेटी को तो भाग जाएगी, फलाना हो जाएगा, दिकड़ा हो जाएगा, कुछ कमेंट्स दिए जरूर, लेकिन मेरे फादर ने कभी इन कमेंट्स को भाव नहीं दिया, क्योंकि उनको अपने बच्चों को आगे बढ़ाना था। तो अपने बच्चों को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए दुनियादारी से लड़ना होता है पिता को, ना कि अपने बच्चों को ही जिंदगी से उजाड़ दे। ये तो मतलब फादर का एक एक्सट्रीम जो स्टेटस है वो सामने आया है। माइंडसेट लोगों का आज भी थोड़ा सा डाउनफॉल है, मैं ये नहीं कह सकती, क्योंकि मैं जिस एरिया से बिलोंग करती हूँ, गुरुग्राम में मैं हूँ और मैं कॉलेज में प्रोफेसर हूँ, और बहुत सारे बच्चे आसपास के गांव से मेरे पास से कॉलेज में आते हैं, लड़कियां आती हैं, और मुझे जब भी मैं कोई टीम लेकर जाती हूँ तो मुझे लड़कियों के पेरेंट्स को कन्विंस करना पड़ता है कि बेटी को वहां लेके जाऊंगी, ऐसा ऐसा इवेंट है। तो उनके बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं कि रात में मेरी बेटी को नहीं रुकने देंगे, दिन दिन में आप ले जा सकती हो, और एक फीमेल साथ में आप जा रहे हो तो भेजूंगा, नहीं तो नहीं भेजूंगा, नहीं भेजूंगी। मतलब पेरेंट्स का एक प्रोटेक्टिव माइंडसेट तो है, लेकिन प्रोटेक्टिव माइंडसेट होना और उसके लिए अगेंस्ट हो जाना और इस लेवल तक, एक्सट्रीम लेवल तक जाना कि बेटी को मर्डर ही कर दे, तो ये मुझे एक एक्सट्रीम सिचुएशन है। केवल ये एक कारण हो ऐसा नजर नहीं आता, और भी कुछ कारण हो सकते हैं, लेकिन बेटी ने जो किया है वो एक अच्छा काम कर रही थी और एक अच्छी उभरते हुआ सितारा है वो, और वो एक हार्ड वर्क का दूसरा नाम है। तो ऐसी बेटी को अगर दुनियादारी से ही बिल्कुल उजाड़ दिया जाए तो ये मुझे नहीं लगता कि सोसाइटी का कहीं भी कोई रोल है। सोसाइटी एक पेरेंट को इस लेवल तक नहीं भड़का सकती कि वो अपनी बेटी को गोली ही मार दे।
तो अगर आप ये सोचती हैं कि कोई भी सोसाइटी में इतना भड़का नहीं सकता है, तो फिर ऐसी घटना घटी कैसे?
ये मैं इसीलिए तो देखो अभी सारे फैक्ट सामने आएंगे तभी कुछ पता चलेगा। मुझे अभी तक इस बारे में ज्यादा कुछ नहीं मालूम है, मुझे सिर्फ इतना ही पता चला है कि केवल लोगों के तानों से दुखी होकर उन्होंने इस टाइप का स्टेप उठाया है। तो फादर का भी इमोशनल जो सेटअप है वो कमजोर हो सकता है, और वो इन सारे तानों को नहीं सहन कर पाए, वो भी एक पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है। उनके ऊपर भी प्रेशर ज्यादा हो सकता है, मैं ये नहीं कह सकती, क्योंकि अभी बहुत सारे एंगल्स हैं इस पे। वो तो
कितना प्रेशर कि आप अपनी औलाद को मार दें, और वो भी पॉइंट ब्लैंक पर पिस्टल निकाल के मार दे, कैसा प्रेशर हो सकता है?
मैं एग्री नहीं हूँ इस बात से, मैं एग्री नहीं हूँ, क्योंकि मेरे पिताजी
it's unimaginable. No matter what the pressure, no matter what the taunt, a father should not kill his daughter.
बेटी एक
I wanted to add here that how many times have we heard.
Yes, go ahead.
सोसाइटी का माइंडसेट जो है, मुझे दो बात बतानी है आपको कि बेटी कमाए या बेटा कमाए। एक सोसाइटी में, हरियाणा में नहीं, ऑलमोस्ट सोसाइटीज में एक जो नीचे तबके में एक चीज आई हुई है, बेटी के घर पेरेंट्स खाना नहीं खाएंगे, पानी नहीं पिएंगे, बेटी के घर का कुछ नहीं लेंगे, अन्न दान पान कुछ ग्रहण नहीं करेंगे।
चाहिए ना डॉक्टर डब्बा,
बदल जाना चाहिए था ना।
अगर नहीं बदला है तो यही तो मुझे जानने की कोशिश हम कर रहे हैं। हर फील्ड में महिलाएं आगे हैं। हरियाणा की बच्चियां जाकर के ओलंपिक से मेडल जीतती हैं, वेट लिफ्टिंग में मेडल जीत रही हैं।
मैं यही तो बात कह रही हूँ कि ये माइंडसेट कब तक बेटियों के ऊपर ये माइंडसेट बना रहेगा, कब तक बेटियों का रास्ता रोका जाएगा।
That's exactly what I was saying. How many times have we heard a story where a mother shoots a son because he wants to open a sport academy? You know, we don't hear that because
there are one moment, Adanya. There are 2-3 reasons that are being cited in reports that are coming in. Of course, Sports Academy is one of those, and then she was asked to remove some video that she had posted also. I mean, her social media positioning was also unacceptable by her father.
Yeah, so she was being policed, right?
Was unacceptable to the father.
So it's more of a control instead of the father being worried about the child. It's more like women. It's just the belief that women need to be policed for their behavior or for keeping their point. So whether it's the Instagram reel angle or whether it is her academy, I think it's just the mindset that we need to change.
Let's bring in others now and start wrapping up this conversation. Yashwardhan Azad, come in now. What is evident here is that this is a case of a fragile masculinity that has led a father to kill his daughter because she was successful. And how long will women's achievements be seen as threats rather than triumphs?
Well, you're right. There are two aspects which not every father is like that. I mean, most of the fathers are very, very proud of their children.
Yes, my father used to celebrate everything. Yes. Every time I won a Ramnath Goenka award, my father was celebrating me.
Absolutely, absolutely. My daughter is in Bangalore. She's come back from MIT, and I was so mighty pleased that she's on her own and she's doing so well. So there are problems at two levels. One is, of course, that every father is very, very paranoid about his daughter's security. That's one. Dr. Dabas was talking about it. But the other aspect is also that in most of the cities and most of the fathers want their daughters to get into conventional jobs, be a lawyer, be a professor, be an IAS, be an IPS, foreign service, and things like that. And the moment they do well in other areas, then it's a problem for them because they realize, one, that they lose their control, and then they realize that they don't know how they'll get married, how will they carry on with their normal life. It's the social milieu and the social environment which throws up these issues for the parents. And I think for that, there has to be a change in the society. And how can it come? It can only come by these leaders whom you have here. Somebody is a great tennis player, somebody is a great weightlifter, archer, women in the IPS. And these are the people who should be advertised and become the role models instead of the ones we see in films. That's the only way we can go ahead. And that's extremely important.
Okay, Taruka?
Absolutely. I think I totally agree with sir and what earlier Shagun ma'am had said, because it's very important. We need to change that mindset. And I would also say I have spoken with a lot of players, Olympian, Paralympians. Their achievements have changed the thinking of their entire villages. You talk to a Parul Chaudhary or a Priyanka Goswami coming from Meerut and other small towns. People used to taunt them. Why are your girls wearing shorts and going? And as soon as they started winning medals and represented India at the Olympics, the entire villages have come forward asking them, how can we get our girls into sports? So I think the mindset is growing. We are evolving. This is not an isolated incident, I would say. Here, it's on the father. I mean, whatever it is, he should have gone for therapy, etc. Like, once again, that's also a problem. Men do not, look at themselves emotionally. They do not seek help. And like a therapist said, only victims come to therapists, not the perpetrators. So I think we need to really raise awareness around this also, where mental health, where men can seek help when needed, and that will help definitely.
Okay. No, but here, Shagun.
Yeah. Maria, what I would honestly, I think the problem lies in the mindset of the society, and that needs to be addressed. There's also a misconception that if, men were always the providers and women were the nurturers.
Yes, and sons are supposed to be dominating, not coexisting with
Now
daughters.
we have to understand one thing, that women who earn, they're not showing dominance. They're showing a choice. They want to be financially independent. But women's roles have moved. It's not that they're not nurturers anymore. That is our inherent nature. But we've also become providers. So that should be a boon to society, right? Because as men and women come together as providers and nurturers, it shows a progressive and balanced society. And that is a mindset that we need to address, because in the tier 2, tier 3 cities and villages and all, they don't understand that concept. So I think education and having role models who go and show how they balance a household and how they actually balance their achievements, how they all come together, it's possible. And it doesn't show that the man is any lesser. They're equal partners in the entire thing, whether it's your father, whether it's your partner, whether it's your son.
Shagun, how does this mind actually work? There's a charade here of progress. That's why the father celebrates the daughter and shows that she becomes this successful woman. And then the patriarchy kicks in and he pulls the trigger.
See, it takes a very strong man to be with a very strong daughter or a partner or a mother. And that strength should actually trickle down to society and show them what it takes. They should not succumb to ridiculous taunts which make absolutely no sense. Like I said, if the son can take care of their parents, then and that is okay, why is it looked down upon if the daughter is taking care? She had such noble thoughts of bringing up a tennis academy where she wanted to coach for free, because she saw what she gained out of sport, and she wanted the youngsters to actually experience what she had experienced. So we would have had an entire bench strength because of her, it's society who, tugged who made him, he did it, but we have the society to blame as well in order to have that mindset where they actually look down upon women who are actually doing well. We should actually elevate them, put them on a pedestal so that they can be role models for the entire country.
Come in now. As someone who has trained young girls to now what you are seeing, I mean, the shift that has happened, is there some change in the mindset? Perhaps we can say that this was an exception.
Absolutely, there is no change in mindset.
There's no change?
I would not agree with that.
कुछ भी नहीं बदला है. अगर कोई एक ऐसी उम्मीद के शायद पहले ऐसा सोचा जाता था, ये यहाँ पर जो राधिका यादव के पिता का केस है वो शायद एक्सेप्शन हो, हमें उम्मीद दिला सकती है that perhaps things will become better. That Radhika, who was dreaming to train young kids from underprivileged backgrounds, could have perhaps written a new story. She wanted to write a story, something similar to herself. Dr. Dabbas? Okay, so there seems to be some problem with that network. Taruka, come in.
Mariam, definitely, I think law has changed. I've spoken with athletes from grassroots level to the Olympics level. There is massive support from their families, by their fathers. You pick out name and I can, tell you their background stories. We hear every day, whether fathers, working at their farms and providing for their daughter so that she can compete at a national level, or sort of, the entire family getting together to raise money to send their kids abroad to train, etc. Things have definitely changed. There is obviously positive side to look at this, a very, very unfortunate incident. I would say, yes, it is one of those unfortunate incidents, that's it. Because otherwise, at the grassroots level where, we see like actually people from ground where they have only their farmlands to support themselves, they are also supporting their women. The entire villages are supporting their athletes.
Okay.
So it's all about the support system, Maria,
Yes, go
I
ahead,
think.
go ahead.
Because no amount of medals or accomplishments can, protect women from the belief that they're just possessions. You have to come out of that and be like, okay, they're individuals, they'll have their own dreams. And we need more women like Radhika, who give back to the sport so much by, despite of facing multiple injuries, that she decided to open this academy and dedicate her life to tennis. So we need achievements like this. And I would just end with like, no woman deserves to die for dreaming big.
I want to say something more about which is really shocking to me.
Go ahead, Tanya. Boliye.
How they are supporting the father for doing the right thing. What is the meaning of father in our lives? A doctor is a blessing from God. So what is this earning? What if she is earning? What is the problem?
डॉक्टर डब्बास, थानिया ने एक बहुत ही अहम सवाल उठाया है, एक बाप की जिम्मेदारी क्या होती है?
यस, मैं सबसे पहले तो फादर की जिम्मेदारी ये नहीं, फादर बेटी के सबसे करीब होता है, लेकिन जो ये सोसाइटी का, मैं आपको इसमें दो स्ट्रक्चर पर आप जाइए, एक आप रूरल बेल्ट में जाइए और एक आप शहरी में हैं। रूरल बेल्ट में अभी भी सोसाइटी के अंदर फीमेल की सिचुएशन उतनी अपलिफ्ट नहीं हुई है जो होनी चाहिए थी, क्योंकि वहां पे डेवलपमेंट ने पेनिट्रेट तो किया लेकिन माइंडसेट चेंजअप नहीं हुआ है। तो जो माइंडसेट वहां पे है वो सोसाइटी के ऑर्थोडॉक्स सोसाइटी आज भी है, स्टीरियोटाइप लोग आज भी हैं, और वो एक लेवल तक कहीं ना कहीं लोगों की लाइफ में उसका प्रेशर होता है सोसाइटी का। वो सोसाइटी का प्रेशर जो है उसमें दो चीजें, जो एक में आज भी हम दो चीजें झेल रहे हैं वहां पे विलेजेस में, खासकर वहां पे बेटा और बेटी का जो इक्विवेलेंट स्टेटस है वो आज भी एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं है। जो ये बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ अभियान चलाना पड़ा, क्यों चलाना पड़ा? क्योंकि वहां फीमेल पेटिसाइड्स बहुत ज्यादा थे और उनका रेशियो जो है मैक्सिमम, हमारा जो रेशियो वो विलेज साइड ही था। बेटा को एक अहम प्रायोरिटी आज भी दी जाती है और बेटी को उसको सेकेंडरी पोजीशन पे रखा जाता है। अब रही बात कुछ एक्सेप्शनल जो फैमिलीज हैं वो सपोर्ट कर जाती हैं तो बेटियां फाइट कर जाती हैं उस माइंडसेट के अकॉर्डिंग। अब वहां पे आप बेटी की, मैंने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले भी यही बात की थी कि बेटी के घर में पेरेंट्स जाते नहीं हैं, जाते हैं तो बेटी के घर में वो पानी तक भी नहीं पीते हैं। ये सोसाइटी में आज भी एक ऑर्थोडॉक्स सोसाइटी में ये है, एग्जिस्ट करता है। और दूसरी बात, जैसे मैं खुद बता रही हूँ, जिस गांव से मैं निकली हूँ हमें ना ट्रैक सूट पहनने दिया जाता था, ना हम वहां से पढ़ने के लिए बाहर आते थे, वहां पे ट्रैक सूट हम पहन के नहीं खेल सकते थे, गांव में किसी को पता तक भी नहीं था। लेकिन माइंडसेट चेंज हुआ जब हमारे रिजल्ट्स आए और वो गांव के लोग सारे, जब हमारी अचीवमेंट आई, एशियाड का गोल्ड है, उस टाइम पे सब एयरपोर्ट, माइंडसेट बदला है। लेकिन हरियाणा में मैं दूसरा एक और वर्जन भी बताती हूँ कि आज भी बेटियों को, गांव से बहुत सारी बेटियां निकली हैं और वो एग्जाम्पल और रोल मॉडल बनी है और उनकी वजह से दूसरी बेटियों के लिए पेरेंट्स फ्लेक्सिबल भी हुए हैं और उन्होंने इस चीज को एक्सेप्टेंस दी है। लेकिन वो जो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन है वो हर परिवार तक नहीं पहुंची है। अब वो सोसाइटी का एक एरिया अभी भी बैकवर्ड है, तो उस एरिया को बैकवर्डनेस से निकालने के लिए एक पीपल सेंसिटाइजेशन का एक होना, तो हम नहीं वहां पे पेनिट्रेट किया हो, लेकिन वहां पे अभी भी फीमेल के प्रति, वहां पे के प्रति थोड़ा माइंडसेट है।
Alright, we have seen there seems to be a problem with that number line, but Dr. Dabbas, you have raised all the valid points, so thank you so much for joining us, Shagun, Adanya, Taruka, Tanya, and Yashwardhan Azad. Thank you for raising concerns and the questions on what has been certainly a horrific story. We are now being joined by Dharam Singh Yadav. He is a relative of Radhika Yadav. धर्म जी, क्या आप बता सकते हैं कि राधिका और उनके फादर या उनके बाप के किस तरह के इक्वेशन थे?
बहुत मधुर रिश्ता था, यानी कि दुनिया में सबसे प्यारी चीज उसको अपनी बेटी थी।
ये कैसा मधुर रिश्ता था कि फादर ये नहीं समझ पाए कि जिस तरह से टॉन्ट किया जा रहा है कि वो अपने बेटी की कमाई पर गुजारा कर रहे थे, वो संभाल नहीं पाए?
ऐसा है, ये खाता पीता परिवार है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि वे बेटी के पैसों से गुजारा हो। बाकी ये क्या हुआ है इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं कह सकते। मैं तो एक ही है कि कुछ टाइम खराब था, क्या हुआ क्या नहीं हुआ इस बारे में मैं कुछ नहीं कह सकता।
क्या आपने राधिका से कभी बात की थी पिछले कुछ दिनों में, या फिर ये हादसा के बाद क्या आप परिवार के कांटेक्ट में हैं या कोशिश की आपने उन लोगों से बात करने की?
अब देखो मैडम, हम तो इस माहौल में आए हैं, अभी हमारी किसी से कोई बात नहीं हुई है, ना कोई पता चला है, समझ गए। काफ़ी दिनों से 6-7 महीने से हम कांटेक्ट में नहीं थे। इस दौरान ये क्या सिचुएशन हुई है इस बारे में हम कुछ नहीं कह सकते।
ऑल राइट, धर्म सिंह यादव देयर, थैंक यू फॉर